It's Jen with Glass Half Full. Thanks for joining us. We are revisiting Kimani. She had a lot of things that was going on when she was talking about relationships, expectations, and I really found some things that I really wanted to dig into that I thought would be helpful for our general audience. So we're going to kind of start by talking about an independent woman and being independent versus self-sufficient. Mm-hmm. So you said you consider yourself an independent woman.
Yes.
So as an independent woman, that means you do it all by yourself. Now, that's what independence means. It means you are by yourself. Mm-hmm. You do it independently. So in doing that, thinking about the definitions between self-sufficient and independent, do you want to be independent or would you rather be self-sufficient? Because self-sufficient means you can do it on your own, but you can have other people help you.
Mm-hmm. I would be
You can be honest. You might be like, well, I want to be independent right now and self-sufficient later.
Yeah.
You're allowed to be honest, because that's what this is. This is an honesty conversation. Okay, so now what I kind of want to enlighten people about that subject is when you walk around as I'm independent, there's a couple things. Number one, a lot of people that say they're independent, they're really not independent. Mm-hmm. They have other systems coming in, welfare, child support, this, that, and the third, and it's not their true income, or they're not living up to their potential of income, because if I don't do this, then I'll make extra money on this, or I won't have to pay this much rent. So are you really independent? No, because you're dependent on other things. You're dependent on other forms of income to come in and take care of it.
Exactly, yeah.
So being independent means you can go out, stand on your own 2 feet, and you don't have anything else helping you but you. Mm-hmm. No checks from the government, it's just you. If you're self-sufficient, then that's like you and a partner. So like me and Ty, him and I alone are both self-sufficient. If I needed to be independent, I could be, but I don't need to be. I just need to be self-sufficient. So if he's down for a month or two, something happens, I got him. And if I'm down for a month or two, he's got me. So that's the difference in self-sufficient and independent. And also a lot of times when people are in that phase of independent, I'm independent, they get so wrapped up in I'm so independent that they've never learned how to be self-sufficient. So then when they get that spouse in their life, it's not a pretty picture. Mm-hmm. Because why are you doing that? That's not how I do it. But you're trying to be self-sufficient, which means now you have to back up a little bit and say, come on in.
Yeah, I'll say right now I am self-sufficient because I do depend on my mom for most of the things. Like I'm staying in her house. She, cooks and do the groceries and everything. But I help out with the groceries each time I can. Normally, she doesn't really want me paying the bills, but I'm always there to help her. So right now we have a self-sufficient relationship with my mom.
Perfect.
So that's basically.
So now you can take that relationship that you have with her, and you can move it over to when you are at that point where you're finding someone that you enjoy spending time with. You can take that same relationship you have with your mother of being self-sufficient and move it over into that relationship.
Yeah, but I just feel like most of the time, like single mothers, when they meet somebody else new, I feel like they have a hard time transitioning into being self-sufficient because they've been independent so long, take care of their children. So do you have any experience with that?
I have a lot of experience with that. So it's really hard giving up the independence because you have to give up your security. And I had to give up my security. One of the things that I always did was I went through a divorce, and when I came out of the divorce, I was very independent. And then when it was time to have another relationship, I was very cautious. You're not going to get me into anything I can't afford. If I can't afford it, if it wasn't already there, Oh, you want to add what to my bills? Because you're going to help me? In your name only. Because I don't need it.
Exactly.
That's what you needed. So that means you have to bring that finances to the table. You have to set that up. You have to be self-sufficient. Don't depend on me to set something up that you want. Because then it has to go in my name. And then if you're here or whether you're there, what if you leave? Now I've got something in my name that I don't want. But that also helps you be self-sufficient with someone else, because that also gives them empowerment. Because if they're moving into your place that has your name on it, your electric, your everything, it can be demasculine. You can demasculize a man because
they want their own thing.
They want their own. And as good as it is to say, yeah, my girl got it, my girl's got it all under control, at the same token, if he has real male friends that are real men in his life, they're going to tell him, dog, you need to step up because you need to push this woman to excel. And I'm going to push myself to excel. And we're just going to back and forth on each other, and we're going to excel, and we're going to build a foundation. So like when Ty and I got married, I had everything. And when it came time to move up to different vehicles or a different house, I was extremely nervous about that. And even after being married for years, I was very nervous about that, because what if, and no, there's not trouble, like we're good. We've been together, we give each other hell, we're good. That's our love language. But what if we move to this other house? What if we don't work out? Now I have 2 mortgages. Or what if I just put a down payment on a house, but the house is in his name, and now he's stuck with the house, and I don't get the house? Now, I'm going to show you how important it is to have that. Because the way we did it, because I know he told you the other night that I was in a position to where I made a lot of money. And we were able to save money, we were able to structure. And even though I may have gotten a raise here or a raise there, I didn't add to my bills. I took that money and put it aside. And so no matter what was going on, everything was still flowing. Bills were being paid and money was building capital. It was going, because it was fix and build capital. So now we buy our house. The house is in his name.
Right.
The money for the down payment was the money I had saved. I just gave my husband a down payment on a house. When I tell you, that is the most scariest feeling ever. I love this man. I trust this man with my whole heart. But now here's the thing. You asked something the other night. What's the difference? What's more important, loyalty or trust? Or no, love. You said love.
Yeah,
love.
Yeah.
You said love or loyalty. In order for him, knowing that I can take half of that house, I know that he can have to pay me back half of my money. We have to have loyalty. Some days it's love. Some days it's that. My sister said it the best. I asked her one time, because I have a sister that has a few businesses. She has a few houses. They have kids. They are financially, if they had to go to court, it would be
good, secure.
It would definitely, like, they love each other. It ain't nothing like that. But if they had to go to court, it would be one of those divorces where they were like, here's your assets, here's your assets, here's this, here's that. It would be a lot to separate. And so I asked her, I'm like, how do you all do it with all the commotion, all the chaos, and the kids? She goes, honey, sometimes it's love, sometimes it's the commitment. So if you're committed, if you have to be committed to that relationship because you're invested and you have something to lose, you work hard at it.
That's that drive.
And if there's a day that I am not happy with him, I'm looking at him, I'm like, so tomorrow, are we still married? Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to bed. I ain't mad, but you know what? I don't need your drama right now. You don't need my drama. He wants peace. I want peace. We're going to go to bed quiet.
Okay.
We're not mad, but that's our commitment. If he wants to go to the gym for 2-3 hours and work off his frustration, bye. I'm okay with that because I trust him. I know he's not out running around. He's not going to go to somebody else's house. You want to leave, you're mad and upset, you're going to go to the gym. I'm going to give you that trust. I'm going to lay here in bed. I'm going to watch probably some CSI, figure out how to put somebody in the back end of a car and not get busted and help you look for them. And then when you come home, you take your shower. What you got to take a shower for? Take your shower. Don't get in bed nasty. Take your shower. And in the morning, good morning, sweetheart. We kiss and we're good. So the commitment is there, and you have to have that commitment. You have to have the trust, and you have to be loyal that when that person knows that even on a bad term, that if you have to go take a walk, it's okay because they trust you. They know it's okay. They know that you're not going to be out shaming their relationship. And that's one of the things that him and I have talked about so many times is that when I'm out and about, because he'll get the phone call, hey babe, guess what? So-and-so is in town and I want to go see him. Are you taking your baby? That's his response. Are you taking your baby? Yes. Bye, Jen.
Have fun.
Because he knows whatever I'm doing, I could do it in front of him. I'm not going to disgrace my marriage. I'm not going to disgrace my relationship. I'm not going to disgrace myself and give him a reason to distrust me. We had a lot of friends that were different role models in the beginning of our relationship, and different people held different values with their relationships. We had one set of friends. They lived in separate states and came together once a month. We have another set of friends. They're joint at the hip. And when I say joint at the hip, they don't leave each other's sides. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, they go to work together, they ride together, they're on the same shift together. They don't have girl days, they don't have boy days. Then we had other people that would also give us advice. And the thing is you can't follow someone else's. You have to find that healthy balance for you and for him. So what I would encourage you is, this time, you said you living with your mom. I would encourage you to find yourself. Find what's really important to you. Find those boundaries that you're willing to accept. Because here's the other thing. You were talking the other night about finances, and he has to bring something to the table. But what if he doesn't? Is that a deal breaker? What if he gets hurt and he can't?
Then, at that point, I'll be his backbone. I'll step up in the picture, do whatever I have to do for us. But eventually, yes, I do expect him to still get up, move around, do whatever he has to do to maintain a lifestyle that we have. Right. Don't just, live off me and I won't live off you.
Now, the reason why I say to find that happy balance and know what's your deal breaker and what's not, because we also have friends that their husbands have been hurt, and now they've been the sole provider for their family for the last 25, 30 years. And the husband hasn't worked at all.
Yes.
For me, you're going to have to be in a wheelchair rolling. I'm going to be like,
yeah, you gotta be paralyzed or something.
I've seen you get up and go to the bathroom. I know you can walk. You're gonna have to get up. You have to go to work somewhere. I don't care if you're going to Circle K to go to work. You're gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
So there are deal breakers in there. So I would just encourage you to take this time and really work on knowing what's really important.
Right.
Focus on what's really important to you. Look at other relationships that are functionable and pull out the good. Oh, you know what? I could do that. If I had the right person, I could do that. If I had, that's a good idea. Because that's what we had to end up doing. Because when we tried to be this way, didn't work. When we tried to be joint, didn't work. Well, so-and-so does this. Well, honey, we're not so-and-so.
Exactly.
So we had to come to this agreement that our relationship doesn't have to be traditional to make it work. And when you can accept that and I can accept that we're not traditional, we're gonna flow. And he gives me my freedom, I give him his freedom. We meet in the middle. Sometimes there's a couple days that with my job, he may not see me. He gets up in the morning, he kisses me goodbye. He goes to work. When he comes home, I'm not home. I'm not home till 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. He's in bed asleep. That might happen 3 or 4 days in a row.
He's not worried.
No, because when those 4 days come to an end, guess what? He comes home from work. I got dinner cooked. I've already called him probably at breakfast time saying, "Hi, honey, have you thought about what you'd want for dinner? What can I make for you?" Which falls back to where you were talking about, how do you show your man appreciation? How do you celebrate him? So I know with me, I take a lot. He has to give a lot because just with me in general, I'm on the go. I'm 24/7 bouncing. He comes home, I've got 10 more things. I just got to get done. I want to get done. There's this. It's 10 o'clock at night and I'm still zooming around. So in order for me to show him that I do appreciate him, like there's a honey-do list. There's still some old stuff on it that was supposed to have been done last summer, but I haven't got on him about that yet because I haven't needed it, but it's coming. It's my misters for the spa. You know what it is. Don't play. I need to feel them sprinkles while I'm in the water. But that's okay. So you can celebrate someone by just making sure that they know that, hey, I miss you. I care about you. And at the end of this section right here, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I got you, babe. I got you. And however it is, maybe it's just sitting on the couch eating popcorn, rubbing each other's feet, watching a movie.
It depends on you and your partner.
That's it. And for, like when we're out in public, we're cordial, we talk, we'll touch or whatever. But when we are in private, we cuddle. We cuddle. There's back rubs, leg rubs, feet rubs. Come on, let's watch a movie. And we'll sit there and we'll watch a movie and he'll rub my feet, rub my legs. And that's our us time. And it's not for everybody to see. It's not, it's what we have.
Right.
That's our intimacy. So it's really important to know where your intimacies are. And so when him and I are together, and it's just him and I, and we don't get a lot of time alone. So we know that when it's 10 o'clock and our nurses leave and our children are asleep, that's when we get to be intimate. And intimacy comes in so many forms. Maybe it's just me telling you how much I love you, how I appreciate you, how I'm so proud of the man you've become. I've recognized it. His thing is, that's what I was supposed to do.
Right.
And I get that, but I recognize that you did it. And I love you for doing it. And I think it's awesome that you did it. Because you could have went the other route.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be here right now, but you could have went another route. So, you know, it's hard to let go and let them take control if you've been independent for so long. But it's okay. We have other friends that are, him and I talk about this, and we're going to do an episode on this. we're probably going to hurt some feelings with this one, but with the welfare system. The welfare system is designed so that you don't have to have your spouse in your house. The welfare system is designed that I don't depend on you. Because if I depend on you, they'll take my support away from me. Yeah. So I don't need you. So if you leave, I got all this anyway. So goodbye. So you don't have to work for anything. And when I say you don't have to work for anything, I'm talking about the relationship. I'm not talking about the financial issues. But you don't have to really work on the relationship, because if they leave, you can date someone else. You can go somewhere else. If you are not depending on that, and you're depending on your spouse, now when they leave dishes in the sink, guess what? You learn to bite your tongue instead of picking a fight. Oh, you want to leave dishes in the sink? Go ahead, go be nasty at somebody else's house. I ain't got time to play with you. Goodbye, get out my house because you're nasty. Now, you put the money down on the house that's in his name. Your money, his house. Guess what? You leave a dish in the sink? Well, it looks like I'm doing dishes. I'm going to shut up. Because I need you just as much as you needed me. Right. And that's okay. Somewhere along the lines, we forgot that we need each other. Somewhere along the line, we started this whole independent thing. And we forgot that we need that person to bond with. Yep. Not just have sex with, but to actual bond with. Through the good, through the bad. The bonding. And that's all part of that. Right. So, any questions? Any more questions? Sorry.
No questions so far.
So, we talked very briefly about pushing the man and him pushing you. If you had someone who was a real go-getter and just wanted to excel, so you're in the medical field, you have a man in the medical field, and he's coming home to you and he's like, hey babe, guess what? There's this job opening and I got to do this at school and I got to do this and this, and then I'll get promoted to this. How does that push you and make you want to be from where you're at now? What does that make you want to do?
It'll make me want to like match his energy. Like his energy will uplift me to want to do more things for us, to bring in our lifestyle together. So like if he's getting promoted, doing this, doing that, and like I need to step up and pay the bills, and while he focused on that, I'll do that, and then I want that respect and that same energy back towards me.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So one of the other things that him and I have talked about before is when you get with someone, you can't change them. They can only change themselves, and they have to want to change. So if you get with someone and you pull out your checklist and you're like, nope, 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 and he's got one or she has one check, why are you with that person? Exactly. Because you do, like you just said, perfect example, you need someone to match your energy. So if you have someone who's matching your energy, you're going to go energy for energy. And there's going to be times that maybe they're falling short on their energy. I used to tell him all the time, if you didn't make $100,000 on your first month doing this, you don't want to do it anymore. You have to find your passion. You're hearing somebody else say they just made $100,000 doing this, and then when you don't make $100,000 doing it the first month, you're discouraged. Right. But it wasn't your circle of people, it wasn't your passion, it wasn't your thing. You've got to find
what works for you.
Yeah. Now, you can look at him and say, ooh, I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to do that. That's a good idea, but I'm not going to do that. Same thing when you're picking through relationships. So he's done that over the years, and he's been able to capitalize on that and become the man that he wanted to be. And he's not done growing yet. he's still climbing up. He has so much more potential, and he's going for it. So it's all about matching energies.
Right. Exactly.
So find someone who matches your energy. Find someone who fills your puzzle pieces, fills your gaps. If they have a lot of no's, then that's not the person that you need to put your energy into.
Right. And then like sometimes like a person will see you as bougie or like upfit because you got this going on. You're not standing for whatever they got going on. But like it's not. I'm not bougie, but I work for this lifestyle, so I'm not going to let you drag me down. Something like that.
I'll be bougie, and I'll be bougie without you.
Nah.
So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. The other thing I really want to talk about was you said something about school being depressing. And I want to tell you that in our era, school was depressing. We didn't have computers. We couldn't pull up our phones and be like, Google, what does blah, 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 blah mean?
Right.
Google, how do I do the square root of 35 times this, this, and this? And then write it out. We didn't have that. We had to sit there and go, you want me to put it on how many pages?
Right. And actually do.
What? It was rough. So there's definitely a different teaching style now. But what concerns me is this. We had boundaries. And a lot of times people will be like, if you say, you know, I survived hose water, latchkey, I picked my own switches. People say, oh, you're just a survivor. You're making excuses. You're survivor's guilt. I mean, Stockholm syndrome. Like you name it. Like people say those things about Gen X, but Gen X was forced to have to figure it out on paper, and then come home, do your homework without anybody being around you. If you were out in the country like us, go do your chores, feed the chickens, feed the cows, go pick whatever it was out of the garden, whatever, and then you got to go play. Whereas nowadays, there's not those boundaries, there's not those expectations. And like, I was a tomboy growing up, but my parents didn't go, oh, well, you're being a tomboy, so you're going to be a boy.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite toys that I had was, I had a yellow dump truck, I had a Tonka dump truck, I had John Deere tractors. I grew up on a farm, and that's what they bought me. I didn't want dolls. But every Sunday they put me in a dress and sent me to church with my grandma. I mean, that's who, you know, that just was what it was. Just because I played with trucks, cows, pigs, it wasn't an issue with, well, we need to change her gender.
Yeah.
That wasn't a discussion. And I asked my father one time, because gay was just coming out, and people were gay, but they didn't talk about it. And so I asked him, I said, Dad, what would you do if I came home and I liked a girl? And he goes, not worried about it, you're boy crazy, and that isn't even a discussion we're gonna have because you're not old enough. You need to focus on school. You don't focus on boy, girl. You don't focus on you need a boyfriend, a girlfriend. You don't focus on that. You focus on school. And I was in 5th, 6th grade when I asked him this. Because like Madonna's Like a Virgin had came out, and it was like Tina Turner had just came out. And so there was these beautiful women that had these sexy clothes, and Madonna had a lot of gay guys dancing with her, and it gave me a lot of questions. And my parents said, we ain't even gonna talk about that because that's not age appropriate. Exactly. Nowadays,
it's the gentle parenting style.
We have gentle parenting. We have children that are coming into school, and because they picked up a truck or they picked up a doll, now we're going, oh, you must be a boy.
And encouraging it instead of like, you know, hey, no, like, it's not what it's, not saying it's not what it's going to be, but like just because they want to paint, just because a boy want to paint their nails, like how I said in the last video, doesn't mean he want to be a girl. He doesn't know really what's going on with himself yet. Still a child.
Being an adolescent is confusing.
Exactly.
So school is very hard. And I think that when you're given boundaries of things that you don't have to worry about. So my boundary from my parents was, you don't worry about that. That is not your concern. Your concern is these books, these tests, and getting through school. That's your concern. Okay. Now, out of my class that I would have graduated had I stayed in the country town, out of the 13 of us, 2 are gay. But they knew they were gay their whole life. But that wasn't what was pressed on them. And they're very openly gay now. One is gay, one is a drag queen. But they're very open about their lives. There's no shame. Their parents accept them. But growing up, you know what their parents told them? That ain't what you need to worry about right now. What you need to worry about is your schooling. Right. Worry about getting through. So, how do you think men would differ if, when they start to look at someone, or even women, if young women, if you look at a girl and you're like, wow, she's really pretty, I like her eyelashes, she's got a cute figure. That doesn't mean you're gay. But if somebody hears you and they're like, oh, well, you're probably gay and that's what you're gonna do. When we're pushing sexuality on children, how do you think that molds them when they're an adult?
I think that confuses them, like especially at a young age. Again, we're confused, don't know what's going on. We're picking up dolls, not really knowing what they are. We just want to have fun and play with them. But like when the parents push it on you, you think that it's the right thing to do. Okay, I want to get my hair done and get my nails done because that's what my mom taught me to do. Because it's normal. They're normalizing too many things. It's not really. I mean, hey, be gay, do what you want. Again,
yeah,
whatever. But also give that structure to, hey, you're a boy, this is what a boy is supposed to do. If you grow up not liking that, okay, I taught you well, I taught you what a man was, what they're supposed to do, but if you grow out of that, that's you.
Because we just talked about that today, about pumping gas, changing tires. I know how to pump gas. I know how to change tire. What if a man doesn't know how to pump gas and change your tire?
I mean, these
because
days,
this generation it isn't taught.
These days they haven't met much men that know how to change a tire, but if they can't pump gas, that's pushing it. That's like, no, you're not getting out. When you see us pull to the gas station, you expect me to get out, go in there and pay. Again, not a problem, but it's just like a structural thing where you're like, okay, I'm the man, I'm supposed to get up and go pump my girl gas for her. Like, you don't want your girl out here, then like you see another man coming up, oh, let me pump the gas for you, then they get mad. But it's like, you should have been doing it.
That is true. So that's how they should celebrate you. They should celebrate you by pumping your gas. We used to, like, I would tell him all the time, I'm fine, I can get out and pump my own gas. And we would be at the pump in an argument. I'm like, I can pump my gas. No, I got this. I will not let you, I'll walk home. I ain't gonna let nobody see me in the car with you and you pumping gas and I'm on my phone. Well, then get off your phone. You ain't gotta be on your phone, we good. But that was, that was just something that was, him and I went through that. Because I was just like, I had dated a few people. And at that point, I would say that maybe my expectations had changed a little bit because I had went from being self-sufficient to independent. And so that was me going back to being self-sufficient, learning how to let go, let him do his role, let him do what means something to him. Because it didn't hurt me any.
Yeah.
It hurt me nothing to say, pump my gas, I'm good.
Yeah.
But that took away my independence. So I had to learn to be self-sufficient and not just independent. And some of it was from being single, and some of it was from people that I had dated after my divorce. They weren't contributing, so I still had to be independent.
Right.
So what do you think as single mothers, because at one point I was a single mother of boys, what do you think as single mothers women could do. And even a young mother that has, okay, I've got a 3 or 4 year old, and right now I don't have a man in my life. I don't want one because I'm focused on my children. And if I bring you in here, you may not be a good example, or you may not be what my child or I need right now. So for a woman that has made a choice to raise a young man without a father figure in the home, what do you think would change that young man's direction from being very femme to be more masculine? What could the mother do?
We kind of talked about this in the last video. To have him mow the lawn, make sure that all the doors are locked in the house, make sure he knows that he's the man of the house now and he has to take out the trash. I would say make the house feel protected, but yes, at the same time, he's like a young man, so it's like, how can I do this? But it's just like the simple things again, like go outside, mow the lawn, focus on whatever you're focusing on.
What do you think about getting him involved in sports?
I feel like that is that would help, because he's around more men that will actually get on him, yell at him about doing this and doing that. I feel like that would be helpful.
And a lot of times the gentlemen, the coaches, they want to be there to mentor the children. And that's part of a village that raises children. And, hey, look, I want my son to be here. I need help raising a man.
Right.
I need somebody to mentor. I need somebody to help me make sure that he goes down a good path. And a lot of times these coaches, whether it's football, basketball, track, these coaches stick with the kids.
That's true. Yeah.
Through, especially if they met them in Little League, they stick with them. And they're able to be mentors. And sometimes they mess up, but we all mess up. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
Yet at the same time, they are able to come in, be mentors, and they're able to help that mother. Whether they know that they're helping a lot, but that's also where the mother can communicate and be like, hey, coach, I really appreciate what you're doing. Could you help me with this? Or, hey, little Tommy's been acting up. This is what he did in school, so I need your help, because otherwise I know he can't play basketball, he can't play football, he can't play baseball.
Right.
So what can we do to redirect him? And to have the coach help, because that authority voice in there from a man, because a lot of times another thing is, if you have a parent that is not living in the home, they don't always like being the disciplinary. So every time I see my kids, I got to discipline them. Every time. My poor husband, I felt so bad for him. There for a while, the boys were going through a phase. And every time the boys came over, day one was discipline. Why are you acting up in school? Why are you acting up like this to your mama? Why did you call your sister names? Why did you? And it was really rough because he had to be the discipline. And then now it's the next day. Okay, let's have fun. And they're looking at him like,
what happened?
We just ate cake all night for dinner. Like, it was rough. And now you want to play. And that's a hard thing to do. So a lot of times when you have that other parent, they don't want to be that over disciplined because they don't want their kids looking at them. They want to be the fun parent because I only have you for 2 days. So do you think that is disrespectful for the coaches to get involved? If that's what's kind of going on, or if that's how you feel as a mother?
I feel like the coaches should get involved. I feel like that would be more of an impact on them, because coaches make them be like, they're getting bad grades in school. Coach gonna make you not sit on the bench, but run up the field 50 times just to show you, hey, you don't supposed to do this. You need to get right, shape yourself up the right way.
Right.
So I feel like that is motivation enough for a single mom.
So then, from your perspective, as a young mother from a different generation than mine, it's good to see a village raising your children. It helps. It takes some pressure off of you. You don't have children, but you do have siblings, and you have younger siblings. So this takes pressure off the parent. This helps out. This gives structure. This helps with role models. And when we look back, a lot of times we just don't have one role model. We have several role models. Like when I look back in my life, my mom, Sarah, she taught me how to cook, clean, garden, which I still can't garden to this day. She taught me, but I kill aloe vera, I kill cactuses. I tried, it just don't work. But I can cook, I can clean, I can sew, I cake decorate, I can do macrame, I can crochet, I can do rag rugging. I can do it. She taught me how to be a wife. She taught me how to be somebody who was there for my husband. She taught me how to be compassionate. They taught me the Bible. I mean, they gave me a very well-rounded. And as an adult, she's a role model for me. And even now, as an older, I'm not gonna say I'm older, I'm a spring chicken still. But she's a role model for me. Now at the same time, for grace and beauty and you've heard me mention, I love Cher. When I look at Cher, I see a woman who is just beautiful. She has a voice. She has beautiful bone structure. I know that comes from her heritage. She's flamboyant, her clothes. I love her. So it's okay to have more than one role model. It's okay to have outside sources. It's okay to let your guard down, to celebrate one another. It's okay to give in. I have to give in. I don't like it, but I give in.
Yeah.
He gives in. He gives in a lot more than I do, and I know that. So I pick on him for that. Mm-hmm. He always tells me, you don't take no easy. I sure don't. Mm-hmm. I don't like to hear the word no. I will argue over the word no. But I also know that this is my husband, and I need to back down. I need to meet him in the middle somewhere. Mm-hmm. We need to stop. And we'll come back and we'll talk about this. And I'm like, okay, so now let's re-talk about this.
Right.
We got to find a happy medium because you're saying no and I'm saying yes. Where are we going to meet? Mm-hmm. So those are things for me that I find work very well in my relationship. Is sometimes stepping back and then revisiting. And sometimes when we step back, when we go to revisit, all it is, I'm sorry. I love you. And you are my world. Mm-hmm. Because maybe you don't need to revisit the whole conversation. Maybe you don't need to tell the story 50 times to get it right. Or to make them believe you or make them see your point. Because maybe they've seen your point, they just don't agree with it.
Right.
So you can tell the same story 50 times and they're not going to agree with it in the end. So stop, take a breather, and then come back. And maybe you need to revisit it because it's a very important subject. Or maybe you just need to say, you know what, I love you. You're my world. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't do my life without you. Mm-hmm. So we'll agree to disagree. And off we go. Yeah. So, well, I thank you tonight. Thank you for your insight. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go over some of these things. So I was watching the other night and I was like biting at the bit. Yeah. I was like, oh, go into this. Right. Because it's really important, because if you don't know what you don't know. And if you're out looking and you're not finding it, mm-hmm. you don't know what you don't know. You don't know where to find it. You don't know, don't throw your hands up and be like, well, I got to accept it because it just is what it is. Just in your downtime, focus on you. Focus on what makes you better. Right. And when you get to that, it's nothing wrong with having standards. And if somebody's not checking every single box, the boxes that they're not checking, are they deal breakers? Are they things that this person hasn't met yet, but they're improving on? Mm-hmm. Does this person have the energy to improve on it? And if so, see where it goes. So, anything else?
No.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. I hope this gave a little bit more insight from the other night. So have a great one. We'll see you later.
See ya.